Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everyone. Food fans, sports fans, horse fans, Defo fans, Lubie fans, Mayo fans. We are live on the Lunchbox from our favorite place in the world, Gulfstream Park Racing and Casino. And I am joined, as usual, by Jeff Defo DeForest. How are you today, Defo?
Couldn't be better. I mean, what a way to finish off the week on a Lunchbox out here at Gulfstream Park. Joe Mayo going to be coming out later, I would imagine, with some food. But, I mean, as we get towards the end of the championship meet, and we have the Fountain of Youth coming up, and then, 3 weeks later, the Florida Derby? I don't know how he can keep coming with new stuff. I mean, he's already blown us away with the variety here. So looking very much forward to today's show.
Well, he has impressed us because every week
he's
turned up. And I think maybe only one dish has been a repeat, and that was at my request because it was for one of the events, and we wanted to get a little bit of that churrasco steak. Plus,
nice.
It's a quality thing, so I always enjoy
you can get that every week. It wouldn't bother us.
And today I was saying, hey, we're going to be out here. I don't know if you have anything left in the repertoire, if the chamber is empty. I said, at this point, we'll just be happy with some hot dogs and pretzels. I already showed up with the pretzel
and I told this to Joe because I noticed it right away. They stepped up their pretzel game.
Yeah.
And now have a pretzel that's commensurate with anything that you would get like in New York or Philadelphia right here at Gulfstream Park. Now, and that's a big departure from those ones that seem like they're frozen and they're big and they're impressive looking when they're in the thing, but they're not that great.
Would you mind if I'm going
to
carefully
tear
off
because
the
the last thing I want to do is eat the whole thing.
And again, I did this in the spirit of reconciliation and peace. I showed up with my the Friday racing form that I bestowed upon Defo.
The ultimate peacemaker, you handed me a check yesterday.
I
said, you know what, there's something about Mayo I really like, man, because I needed to put that thing right in the bank.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say a toast to you, my friend, on a Friday of Lent. I am still not drinking. I'm still on the wagon. So I will toast with the pretzel.
Lubie's even on a beer today.
I have a beer, yes. It's been a long week.
To Gulfstream Park and Joe.
Yes, pretty much.
Are you a mustard on pretzel kind of guy?
Not really, no. I enjoy just salted bread, my friend. Cashy bread upon the water. You should get back salty bread if you threw it in the ocean. Soggy, but salty. You wouldn't like it that way.
I like it with mustard.
Yeah, it's a little breezy out here today.
It's a very breezy day here.
Whistling through the microphones. But
it's a mixed bag of weather. I mean,
weather's
it's
amazing,
sunny for a second and calm, and then the next minute it looks like there's going to be a tornado.
Well, it's going to be a big weekend out here at Gulfstream. Of course, we're going to be doing our Sunday brunch contest giveaway later, and one of our contest winners will be showing up at 10 Palms Eatery right above us here at Gulfstream on Sunday for her winning prize. And but tomorrow is a huge, with a capital H, huge.
Yep.
Maybe a capital Y also. Huge
as a former president.
Day of racing. It is Fountain of Youth Day. It is a stepping stone to the Florida Derby and the Kentucky Derby for the promising 3-year-olds that are stationed down here in South Florida. It is a jam-packed 14-race card out here at Gulfstream tomorrow. It starts at 7 in the morning. No, I'm sorry, check that. 11 in the morning.
Yes, get the time right.
That's
14
Dubai
races.
Starts at 7.
Yeah, I'm just being a little bit embellishment, but it is going to be a full day of racing. But it's a spectacular day of racing, Defo, because it has.
Did you have to throw your losing tickets over there? So this
right
poor
there.
lady has to pay under there.
She's doing the gymnastics around the intricate lighting system that Lubie has set
Looks
up.
like she's at a Benny Hinn revival, this poor woman.
Cast the actual perfect lighting for
We're
Defo.
trying for Sarny. I'm trying.
I'm not sure that it's working. I mean, what is that thing?
It's a light that works probably better indoors, but I'm trying.
It casts a magical glow, and I think it's going to transform you from a loser into a winner.
I'm on a bad streak.
We're going to be trying to hammer the opening double. I stepped it up. I'm going to open up with a $30 ticket, $5 doubles.
That's big for you.
Using the 2, 6, and 7 in the first race with the 3 and 4 in the second race.
Is there any
I think.
handicapping? Because these gentlemen over here are listening, and I think they think they're getting tips. They're not getting tips. So I want to
This
make
is
sure
not a
they
race
know.
expert.
This is,
He's just
that
here
they're
to
all
not
I know
getting
is
tips.
food.
Only here to
Everything
eat.
else
Yeah.
is just
I don't want
speculation.
them blaming you when it goes up in smoke.
Past performance is not an indication of future results.
We don't need any more people that have a target on your back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the past performance has not been so spectacular.
You had
either.
a brilliant, breakdown and some deductions that you made on the Fountain of Youth, though. I was very impressed with your.
Yeah, no, I was
performance this
actually
morning.
giving out horse racing
Yeah.
hardcore
Yeah, that was good.
handicapping tips on
This
your
morning,
morning
yeah.
show.
Very
as my
impressive, yeah.
Gambling Gourmet hat. And let me just set it up for the people, even if you're not into.
You're a different guy on that show too, which is great.
Well,
Yeah.
look, everything
I
for
like
the
you on that
proper
show.
time. Because I get a little risque. I work blue.
Yeah, blue,
It's
yeah,
a different
yeah.
audience. Here, we're on the almost 100,000 member Let's
I
Eat
know,
South
that's
There's a
right.
lot
group.
of pressure hosting
And I
this.
do it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
conjunction with the Sun Sentinel. I actually talked to Gretchen Dave Bryant this morning. My
Are they happy
wonderful
with the
former
show? They
boss,
like it?
longtime friend, and we're all getting along. It's great. Everything
good.
is working now. It's
Yay.
and I like it. We've got happy sponsors.
Praise
I
be.
walked in. This is the gratifying part because we're trying to give people entertainment. We're also
Right,
trying
right.
to illuminate them about the workings of the restaurant
The restaurant
industry.
scene, yeah.
And we want to kind of tip people off to not just some hot horses, but also some hot restaurants,
Yes.
places that you can go to
Yeah,
to
you've done.
have a good time.
It's worked for me.
done.
You guys, you've opened my eyes a lot to
Yeah.
what we have down here in
And-
South Florida.
And it's just been wonderful because, just before I got here, I got a nice email from Warren Thompson of Willie
Oh,
T's
yeah?
and the Thompson
That
restaurant.
guy's
Oh, yeah?
impressive.
Because I sent out,
Sign him up.
That
You got like
guy's
700
impressive.
restaurants.
Yeah, well,
He's 70,
always be
actually.
working. We're always thinking. But
That guy's
they were
impressive.
very pleased. I was
Gee, Willie,
pleased.
what we could really use besides your thanks is a large
Mayo's not
infusion
bad.
of capital.
One person that knows how to sell. I don't know where he got it from,
we
but
go
he's
in
great
a
at it.
progression, Defo. We start the relationship. We go out there. Willie T's
Cultivated.
was great on Tuesday, and he's fascinating. It's a great backstory. Warren Thompson, hugely successful restaurateur, entrepreneur, 70 restaurants around the country. He was gracious enough to set us up there, get wonderful food out there, along with his time, and we sat and chatted, Nicky, me, and him for about 30, 40
He was on
minutes.
for most of the show. It was impressive.
And I sent him, the link to the broadcast, and he just responded, "Hey, I appreciate so much the opportunity and the exposure." So to get that kind of response,
He doesn't know you're broke.
And then on the way in, I see Billy Badgett, the
Billy's
president
great,
of
man. I
Gulfstream
love that
Park
guy,
here
yeah.
that Defoe's known a long
Yeah.
time, and he just looked at me. He goes, "Dave Joseph tells me you're the man."
Sure.
They were in the morning meeting, and they are really pleased as punch with the
Nice.
whole
Oh, good.
collaboration.
Well,
The
we
way
are
the
too.
Don't be
contest-
afraid to sign a little contract
Let's do a
extension.
contract.
Right? You were talking about, I only want to come out here once a month. It's a
I'll come out however long they
summertime.
want
Come
us.
on, man.
We'll
I
see
love being
where
out here.
things lead, but they're pleased. We're getting a whole new audience, the food lovers, to come out here
Yeah.
and check out the Sunday brunch buffet at 10 Palms, along with the the great horse racing, and have a little fun and excitement. It's like having a Sunday brunch, but the
That
bonus
is
you
unusual,
could-
too. I mean, a lot of times when sponsors contact you, they call to tell you, hey, I thought you said you had a following. And then, it goes down, it deteriorates from there down to they haven't gotten a single call. In fact, the one call they got was from the government looking for, some kind of, tax that they refused, didn't pay. But this is great because it happened also at Wicked Cheesesteaks
Brian,
with
I
Brian.
see.
Wow.
The lunchbox bump, the gambling gourmet bump, it is real, my friend. I mean,
It's a thing.
people
Yeah.
love to eat. They, and it's very gratifying that we've obviously established a nice audience and established some great sponsors.
Yeah.
Delaware Chicken and Seafood. It's great to have them on board, especially when they come bearing platters of large stone crab.
I don't know if you can
would
pull that up
probably
again.
retail for
Can you
about
pull that up again?
$300.
Yeah.
And
That
I
was
plowed
good.
down like a sports writer. At
Were
a Super
you
Bowl
stoned?
party.
I mean, I know you gave up alcohol, but were you doing
I
some
was
weed
on
or something?
steroids at
Oh,
the
okay.
time for my bronchitis, and one of the effects of steroids, besides making me angry and irascible
Oh,
even
it
more than
became,
usual, it
almost,
makes me hungry. And I just
intolerable,
started
yeah.
shoveling
You
down.
pounding.
All right, tomorrow's Fountain Youth, 9 stakes
I
races.
still have to revisit this because it struck me and it stayed with me for 24 hours. The fact that your ex-wife unfriended you on Facebook like 20 years after you're divorced already.
This is going to be my next reconciliation
Yes.
and peace project.
Yes.
Apparently, things
that's
got
going to cost you.
It was a lot easier than your ex-wife.
Yeah, I had no beef. I mean, like I tell you, it's show business. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just
No,
a show.
we
I mean,
we
you don't want to get hostile on a food show. I mean, like we're not
Yes, we do. Sometimes we.
we're not
No, but it's
dissecting
not
world
actual
politics here. I
hostility.
mean,
It's just,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
a conversation.
There's never any
Sometimes
hostility.
Sometimes
Never.
at least on my part, I'm a genuine person. I don't put on a showbiz thing.
There's-
I
Well, we
generally
just think
got
you're
a
wrong
little
about
bit-
a lot of stuff,
I
even though you're
generally
the
got
expert.
a little
yeah.
bit annoyed,
Yeah.
and but that's me. But then I'm willing to forgive and forget. I am
Yeah.
not like the elephantine memories of certain females, but I'm not
Oh,
going to get into
Jesus.
that.
Wow,
I don't want to
There
compare.
you go.
You're
A lot of
unbelievable.
jackpots here. Billy Badgett and Dave Joseph have nothing to do with that statement, and they do not condone these kind of
Disavow
comments,
themselves.
derogatory comments
So-
about women.
Anyway, getting back to
Yeah.
the horses tomorrow.
Yes,
14
please.
race card. There's 9 stakes races on the card, Defo. 8 of them are graded stakes races, which means
Nice.
it's like when you get the choice cut of meat, but then the USDA prime
Yeah,
meat.
yeah.
Or a cheesesteak versus that sandwich that was named after.
See, you're
Don't
doing a
proceed
mayo.
now
You're
you get-
doing a mayo.
You know what? I'm taking back your pretzel. I'm giving the rest of the.
Don't take my racing
We're
form.
gonna keep up the press. We're good.
Your brother is the real reason I'm on this show.
Yeah, free racing for me.
stipulation that some people get.
pretty
green
good.
That was the
M&Ms.
only thing I wanted was a racing form
You
every
get
time
the
I
racing
showed up
form.
here. Yeah.
And you did. So far, they are honoring
Made it
all the
For
riders.
some reason, you could lose 400, but you don't. You really regret laying out the $12
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
That's,
Because you're figuring it didn't do me any good anyway, so why did I buy it? You know?
I'm sometimes better just shooting from the hip, hunches, just.
You're good like
jockey-trainer
that. I got to give you credit. You're
combinations.
pretty good on that stuff.
And so tomorrow, 9 stakes, 8 graded stakes races, top culminating with the Fountain of Youth Stakes. It is the last race on a 14-race card. It's going to be going off at about 5:45.
I always loved that race
And-
and the time it came up during the year.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're racing at Gulfstream. I hear Pete Aiel.
It's
We're going
crazy
to
when
pay
he hears
attention
that,
to
when he
the
says that.
early double in a
Good luck
second.
with your picks.
But-
yeah.
Tomorrow, the anticipated return to the races to start his 3-year-old campaign, Forte
Okay.
is, I think he won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He is the early morning line favorite for the Kentucky Derby in the the advanced
Fletcher
wagering.
Monster.
Pletcher Monster,
All right.
owned partly by I think the Ripoli stables, Mike Ripoli, and
He
the
does
St.
no wrong,
Elias,
Rapoli.
who is my favorite NHL owner, Vinny Viola. I think I got to be
It's just
looking
funny
this
how
up.
you are because you love
doesn't
Vinny
hate
Viola
Viola,
in
yeah.
horse racing, but you despise him in sports.
It's more.
Steinbrenner had a little bit of that also, where people really liked him when they knew him
Oh,
around
yeah.
horse racing, but they didn't
Kinsman
really care for
Stable.
him around sports.
And they would send out some runners, and I made some good scores on Steinbrenner.
I actually went to his
horses.
farm one day. I think I told you the story where, speaking of advertising, we were looking for advertising on a show we were doing called Inside Florida Racing. We were doing a racing feature show on Channel 39 when they first signed on. Obviously, this is many years ago. And we're looking for advertisers. So we go to Ocala. And my partner at the time was a lady named Norma Lee Costello. She knew Steinbrenner enough to call him. He meets us at the Ramada Inn in Ocala, which at the time was the only hotel there. And he owned it.
Yeah.
And on a napkin, literally, I mean, he took like this piece of paper from the pretzel and wrote out a contract for a deal for advertising and then said, I'm not going to be there tonight, but why don't you guys come out to my farm? I'm having a barbecue. And so we went to
sweet.
Kinsman Farm.
Oh,
That's
wow.
great.
Yeah, and it was great, man. Couldn't have been any nicer of a guy.
When he
Steinbrenner.
wasn't involved with the Yankees, I
Yeah,
understand
did you
he
win?
could be. I don't know. I'm watching on
I
tape
just
delay.
saw a whoosh of horses go by.
I'm seeing a whole bunch
I don't
of
know
horses, and if
I don't
it's
hear anybody
the 3,
yelling.
I'm dead. If it's the 6, I'm alive. Is it the 6?
When it's highlighted, is that the one that won?
Yeah.
Okay, the 6 is the one that's highlighted.
Okay, the 6 is the winner. I'm alive in the early double. I'm sure everybody out in the audience really cares about
No,
this.
they don't care.
Well,
The
it's
winner
a
We're at
shot
was-
too,
Gulfstream.
yeah.
I mean, at least
It's a
it's
shot.
fitting.
The winner was the favorite in the first race, Spirit of Power.
3 to 5.
9 to 5.
It was
Oh,
9 to
9 to 5 is a good
5.
price.
Okay, and
Yeah.
I'm alive in a $5 doubles
Well,
with
there's
the
the lovely
3 and the
Samantha.
4.
All right,
horse
let's
in the
hope you win
second
some
leg.
money right
So
here on the show.
It's a way to, except I think I mishit my ticket and I pressed the 2
Oh, you
and
pressed the wrong
4.
button?
I think I don't know. I can't even see.
That'll be
my
That's the
annoying if you
problem
got
with
it
fat fingers lately.
No, 3 and 4. I'm alive with the ones I actually
Oh, good.
wanted.
Okay. All
That's
right.
But
a
you know what
positive.
I've learned?
Why is this lady looking at you with this evil look?
I don't know. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
very
she's
smart.
got a smile on
She's got- Okay. So, no.
Did
and
you stiff a teller or something?
No.
Just let them get to
What were you
whatever
saying?
they
Can I
want to.
speak?
Go ahead.
Now I know how my guests feel when I step on them. That's
Yeah,
Oh, no,
exactly.
no, it's a bad
That's a
habit.
whole
yeah.
other thing.
But you got to give it back to him. That's the thing. You got to give it back to him.
What I've learned at the racetrack is if you ever get a mistake ticket, a punch a mistake ticket,
Yeah.
always keep it because sometimes that
You never
works out
know.
in a
Oh,
big,
Yeah, you never
absolutely.
know.
Yeah,
big
yeah.
way.
Not
That's
always,
for all
though, if
you
it's like a $300 mistake. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get into the deep dive of the handicapping of the Fountain of Youth tomorrow. Again, the return of Forte, who was the Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner. early morning line favorite for the advance of the Kentucky Derby. And the Florida Derby is actually 4 weeks from tomorrow. It is the first Saturday in
4
April.
weeks? Oh, wow.
April
Oh,
1st,
wow.
no fooling, is the Florida Derby day here. And I'm sure
Florida
Forte
Derby,
is
yeah.
pointing for that. My overall take is I don't think Todd Pletcher, and it is owned by Mike Rapoli.
You're thinking he's
stable.
using a Fountain of Youth as kind of a warm-up?
Yeah, well, this is his first race of the season.
Oh,
He's
okay,
been-
that makes sense.
And he's coming into the race 4 out of 5 wins in his career, and he
You
is
jog him here a mile and a 16.
impressive
Yeah.
winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile last year. This is his first race at Gulfstream Park. I think this is what they call a tune-up race. It's basically if he might be good enough and talented enough to just win at first asking, but a lot of times a horse that's coming off of a 4-month layoff is what's known as they come up a little short, where they want to get some conditioning, but they might flatten out in the last 16th of a mile, and somebody that's a little more sharp in peak, been running
Current
and more
condition,
competitive
yeah.
current conditions. That's what I think is going to happen in this race tomorrow. I'm going to be playing against Forte, and I like it with a bunch of other horses, including.
I like when you take a stand.
And this
By the
is-
way, this is like Kiner's Corner now.
I was gonna
with
say,
Mayo.
it's-
I mean, everybody in the world is over here. It's
Yes,
great,
and
and they all
they're
gravitate
smoking
towards you.
stogies.
Yeah, it's great.
They're drinking beers.
Yeah.
Everybody's having a great time because
Yes.
that's what you do
Like
in
a
the middle
party.
of the winter season.
How great is this?
All
Yeah.
right, 10 horses, and this is all part of the contest. I'm building to something.
Okay.
Here, Defo. Do you understand that?
I'm letting you build up
Yeah,
to a
keep
crescendo
building.
here. Because
I-
I
I-
like your theory.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to work, but I do
No,
like
and,
it.
and what the horse I do like is the one that just won the Holy Bull Stakes about a month ago.
Yeah, and,
and
you're a
that
big Bill
is
Mott
the-
fan this year.
Bill Mott
Yeah.
is the trainer.
Well, he's
Bill
been
Mott
killing it.
has ended up kind of backing into a Kentucky Derby victory, and that's no way any trainer wants to get
What was that,
blanket on-
Mandaloon?
No, it wasn't Mandaloon. It was the
one
one.
a couple
one
years
that
Oh,
ago.
you
Maximum
did.
Security?
Yeah,
Oh,
when
Animal
Maximum
Kingdom.
Animal
Security-
Kingdom.
No, Maximum Security got disqualified. Country House
Got
got
put
That
Put
was
up,
put
yeah.
up.
Defo, not me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Country House was trained by Bill Mott. It was his first Kentucky winner, but it was after a very controversial
Yeah, it was-
disqualification.
It's still divided on that. Half people say it was
I think it was
justified.
Rinky Dink. I think it
The
was
other
BS.
half
I think
people,
the best horse
I
was-
benefited, so I didn't
Defo
mind.
won
of
because
course.
of it.
But I would have cashed anyway, so it wasn't like I was shut out. But it was about an
Fine.
$8,000 difference.
That's
All
a
I'm
big
saying is
difference.
that Bill
$8
Mott.
grand, I said.
Bill
Grand.
Mott. Oh, good for you.
That's a
And
big
where is
No,
it
difference.
now?
difference.
What
Yeah, that's
Where is it
casino
now?
slot
I don't know. I'm
machines,
signing for a
oh,
loan today on my house. So what do you think? You think I still have it?
It's all
We're at the
borrowed.
track. Where are
It's
we,
no
man?
matter what, if it's food or if it's winnings, we're all just borrowing it because in the end,
You
where do
can't
we
take
end
it
up?
with you.
You can't take it with
That
you.
billionaire that just checked out. I mean, what good does all this money do him now? I mean, it's good. I guess he leaves it to his family.
You
But
get a nice mausoleum if that's the kind
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly.
You
you
want.
know, who needs a headstone? I just need like to have my
You're
ashes
going to
spread
be
here.
spread right out here.
Right at the
Jesse, you're
16th
well
pole,
aware.
my friend, where
Jesse
they all
and I are well
die,
aware.
every single one of them.
And that's where I'm thinking Forte is going to.
That's where you're
Spit the
thinking
bit
this horse is
tomorrow.
going to take the collar. That's
Rocket
good.
Can is the name of Bill Mott's horse.
What's the name of the horse?
Rocket Can.
Rocket Can.
He won the Holy
A
Bull
little
at,
Roger Clemens.
last month, and I think he's
Talk about
coming back.
steroids.
It's the same exact distance. It's the same exact racetrack. So I think why go against a horse that's already proven that he
Too
has
logical.
the ability,
That's
Yeah.
smart, yeah.
and he also, again, a horse that he beat back in the fall at Churchill Downs is a horse named Confidence Game. Confidence Game came back and won the Rebel Stakes at Oaklawn Park
That's
last
a big
Saturday
race, yeah.
at a big price. He
Right.
paid $38, and I had him.
Ooh,
And so I think Rocket
where's
Can,
that money now?
Well, that money is actually in
Is
my
that
pocket.
Deck and Spice where you ate
I
last
had
night?
a good week.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a good week at the poker
Oh, good for you.
tables. I am I'm doing well. Sobriety is agreeing with me in certain ways.
No, it doesn't agree with you that much.
I'm not an enabler.
Yeah,
I'll just
yeah.
say, yeah,
So,
good job.
She still
Yay.
unfriended you, whether you're drunk or not.
Rocket Can at
Yeah.
8-1 is the number 8 in a 10-horse field. That's going to be the Gambling Gourmet Mike Mayo's lunchbox
This is a
selection.
perfect
Rocket
lead-in, by the
Can.
way.
Yeah.
What race is this?
So
to the
this is the
contest,
Fountain
yeah.
of Youth,
Okay.
race number 14, 10
Okay.
horses. So in
Tomorrow.
the contest that we run,
Are we doing this
you're
for
gonna,
the contest?
Yes. So we're
Okay.
going to be picking a number between 1 and 10 for
Okay,
the
so now we're doing
horses
the-
in
And
the
that's number
Fountain of
8, you
Youth.
said?
I like number 8.
8.
The big heavy favorite, the Breeders' Cup winner, is number 4.
If you
Forte.
have no guts, take the 4.
So, and
Yeah.
last week the chalk ended up winning. We had a 17-way tiebreaker
Amazing.
for the
Amazing.
victory. As won
I
by
have to
Andrew
congratulate the
Burchett.
audience on how sharp they are
They've
in this
really been
contest.
into this,
I mean,
yeah.
they are
No, these
really,
are like
really good, the
seasoned
people
horse
out
players.
there.
They've done
Yeah.
better than I've done
Good
on
job.
this thing.
They know angles. This is what I found in my life, Defo, is that generally when you go to gambling establishments, people that are big time gamblers are also big time good eaters.
Yeah,
Oh,
They
no
don't
doubt.
mind
Yeah,
spending
they're
money.
good time Charlies also. They like to have fun.
Yeah,
Yep.
they know they can't take it with you. They're not hoarding their pennies in a
No.
piggy bank. They are out there spending.
My
and having
dad
fun.
told me that. He said, "Hey, you don't want to just be a good time Charlie." And I said, "What's wrong with that, Dad?" It's great. Man.
No, and as sadly, I learned this week with one of my dear friends who is no longer with us. But you got to live every day.
Yeah.
Like, do what you want and have a good time.
That was
Because-
another issue, though. You got to watch yourself a little bit, especially if you have certain conditions.
There's a different.
Yeah.
There's a
Well,
way to do
again,
both. I think.
Everybody's got to be mindful and try to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
I've been doing my walks this
Got to
week.
do what you can.
I
yeah.
am,
And it ain't
I'm
easy.
mindful.
As you get up there in years like I am, it ain't easy.
Especially when people are applying you with cheesy, steaky
Yeah.
sandwiches. And
Well, I mean, the option would be maybe not to have one at all. That's true.
But then you're not living.
I
in
will
it.
say, I dig, as much as I ride you about Skyline Chili, I love really crappy junk food also.
Obviously.
I mean, I don't eat a lot of it, but when I do, I like it as junky and crappy and greasy as I can get it. And so that's a cheesesteak is always going to be appealing.
Yeah,
and the thing is, Defo, we call this the Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, not the Mike Mayo's Fasting Festival. So
No,
it's
no,
like,
you gotta
it's
eat.
not
You
Ramadan
gotta
here, man.
eat. You gotta eat.
It certainly isn't any kind of religious ceremony, although you've
No.
turned it into one with
He's trying.
your Lent and your
Yeah,
forgiveness.
it's all right.
And your,
I'm picking up the slack.
And those that are celebrating Ramadan, they don't eat during the daytime, but the Muslims have a nice meal at night after sundown.
So come to the restaurants at night.
And
all right, so wait, we got to get to the restaurant though.
Okay,
Here
what
we
is
go.
your- what is
So
your,
two
hints?
components of the contest, and I keep shaking the table.
You
I'm
do a
sorry
lot of
about
shaking,
that.
it's
Hold
all right.
on, let me move.
It's
this
okay,
back.
man.
They've
There we
learned
go.
they've learned to ride with you.
Actually, it's the wind that's shaking.
It is,
So, we're
so don't worry
shaking.
about
We're coming to you in.
It's like when they
jitter
have the
vision.
camera on the gate at Oaklawn Park
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a tornado brewing and the thing's shaking and you're going, is that the two? Yeah, that looks like the two.
the lunchbox in jitter vision for the yes.
It's
the
live
anxious
television.
host.
That's
No,
what it is.
okay,
Yeah.
it's
It
all
is
good.
what it is.
All right. Two parts
Hint
to the
one, yeah.
contest. One is picking the winner. Well, first we're going to give you a series of questions,
want
and
the
it's
hints,
going to be
yeah.
a restaurant clue. And Defo, I don't
Oh, you
know.
didn't even tell us the restaurant.
This one
this
I
week.
even tell you.
You didn't tell us. So
And
let's-
you
What do you
know
think?
me, I had a couple in mind, but I'm going to save them for future weeks. I
All
said
right.
it's Fountain of Youth Week.
Yeah.
Right.
I always like to tie things into the
Horse
theme
racing,
of the week of the race. So,
Yeah.
in honor of the Fountain of Youth Stakes,
So this is something on Ponce de Leon in Coral Gables.
there you go. You shot my load. there.
No, really?
We're going to Coral Gables.
Get out of here.
And I was going to make it a
No,
clue.
get out of here.
And I was going to try to be subtle and say, and a street named for the explorer who
Oh, my
allegedly
God.
found the Fountain
No
of
way.
Youth.
No way.
Devo's the worst. He gave it away last week, and no
I
one
didn't,
really
how
caught
could
it.
I have figured that? I mean, come on. That was like far-fetched as anything
Fucking
I've ever
Devo.
said in my lifetime, just off the
All
top
right,
of
so
my head.
now at least you get the actual street that it's on.
Yes, so he gave you
In honor
that.
of the Fountain of Youth, we're going to Coral Gables.
Do your hints. I want your
and
hints.
Wow,
Ponce
really?
de Leon
It's unbelievable.
Boulevard.
What's on Ponce de Leon? I'm trying to
I was
remember.
gonna say,
I
I
lived
don't know
there.
what's is anything on
All
that
right, here's
road?
clue number one. This longtime steakhouse has been in business 45 years in the
Wow.
heart of Coral Gables on a boulevard named for the explorer who allegedly.
And it's not Magellan. It's not
It's not
Magellan.
Magellan.
And the restaurant is known for Cuban artwork on the walls and its supersized baked Alaska dessert, which is finished with a shot of cherry liqueur and flambéed table side.
You know,
That sounds good, man.
Do you know
I
the
You got this
restaurant?
from Prius. You know what? I should, but I don't.
I don't.
And
Okay.
I won't be able to get it.
Yeah, no way.
You think this is good? I'm patting myself on the back today.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you
You
come
know,
up with a
here's the thing.
restaurant-
I lived in Coral Gables when I first got married. My wife and I moved briefly to Coral Gables, and we lived. Obviously everything's very close there. And there was a restaurant, and I'm sure it's out of business now, like any restaurant I reference here on the
Don't
show.
name the restaurant. That's
But
actually
it was so great. I mean, it was a well-known and
This one is still in
I used to go
business.
there,
So that's
on a
positive.
regular
Was it a
basis.
steakhouse?
No.
Good,
I mean,
okay, then
I
you can
mostly went there for
come up with a
seafood.
name.
Yeah,
And
seafood
not that
was
you're
really
gonna
good.
ever
there,
remember
yeah.
the name of a.
But there's so
long
many.
gone
I mean, that place is really redeveloped
Fact.
into
Oh,
something
yeah.
that was be nothing
And,
like
the
Yeah.
it was
Biltmore
40
Hotel
years
is
ago.
down there.
Biltmore's
Biltmore
amazing.
used to have that great place called the Palme d'Or.
There's so many
fancy
good
French
restaurants there.
restaurant.
So many good
That's
restaurants.
no longer there.
Yeah.
They got rid of the Palme d'Or. I can't
Along the
believe it.
Miracle Mile, they
But-
kind of redid that.
Miracle Mile. They redid the
Yeah.
whole
So
thing.
let me repeat this clue for
Yeah,
all
do
the
it one more
people
time.
that this longtime steakhouse still currently serving. It's been around since 1978. That's 45 years.
Yeah.
In the heart of Coral Gables, on a street named for the explorer
Well,
who
yeah.
allegedly found the
Ponce de
Fountain of
Leon, yeah.
Youth.
Ponce.
And
You
is
think he
known
really found it, or it was like all
No, he
BS?
died.
Oh, it's all BS.
He, was,
He had found
he
it
ended
when
up in
he died.
Flatbush
Went up to
somewhere.
St.
I mean,
Augustine.
yeah.
He
I
said
did
it's
it
a
too.
little
Youth,
It's
yeah,
a
what are you
garbage,
talking about?
yeah,
All
I
right.
did it too.
So the restaurant, which is on Ponce de Leon Boulevard, let's face it, it is known for its Cuban artwork on the walls and its supersized baked Alaska dessert, which is finished with a shot of cherry liqueur.
That sounds
and
good, huh?
flambé table side. You don't see
A guy's asking
good many-
Lubie for
how
horse
this
racing
is-
advice.
This is
To
my
whom are
favorite
you
on
broadcasting?
air when they
We
ask
have
you
imaginary
questions.
friends. One is a rabbit named
We're not really
Harvey.
broadcasting.
We have a
Yeah.
visitor here, and he writes on the form. I love when they write the questions
On
out.
the farm,
To
yeah.
whom are you broadcasting? It's grammatically correct. I love the effective use of the whom instead of
And
who.
a great
We're
hat
doing
for the
a
sun.
show,
This
right?
is a
Black
show
hat.
named Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. This is
It's
Jeff
on a-
Defo DeForest. He's a
How are you?
broadcast legend in South Florida. Where are you
Legend
from?
being a
And
key
nobody
in
can
the
hear you.
past.
Highland Park, Illinois.
Illinois.
Well,
Love
we
that.
love Chicago. I miss the old Arlington
What's
Park.
your favorite restaurant in Chicago?
Chicago favorite restaurant? We're asking this couple.
They don't have one. There's so
Gibson's? Is it
many.
Gibson's? Is
Uh,
that the
There's
name
so
of the
many.
place?
Gibson's downtown. Oh, let us
Let Us
entertain
Entertain
you. Yeah,
All
they're,
right.
they're good. Are they the girl and the goat? The girl and the goat is somebody else. Okay, I like
They're
Girl
not
and the
Girl and
Goat,
the
but
Goat.
Let Us Entertain You restaurant group in Chicago is big. They do great work. It's called the Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. I'm a guy that used to be a newspaper sports writer, and then I ended up as a food critic. And I'm explaining to the audience as well as this lovely couple visiting from Highland Park, Illinois.
Yeah, like they're going to care at the end of this. They want to know if they won the prize. What's the name of the restaurant?
So
They won the first
we
race, so
broadcast
they're
on a
already
Facebook
winners.
group that's a food group called Let's Eat South Florida. It has 100,000 members along
Check it out.
with
Yeah, you'll get some good
Let's
South
eat
suggestions.
Florida
South Florida. While you're
Live,
down
we're
here,
on
it's great. It's a
YouTube.
great place to
So
go.
we do this every weekday from 12 to 1, but we come out here once a week to celebrate the weekend.
Hopefully in
at
This is food.
perpetuity. I hope
Yes.
you write that into the
In
contract.
perpetuity.
if
Yeah,
Dave
exactly.
Joseph-
And we run a
Billy
contest
Badgett.
that blends food and horses. And this is the opportunity to tell people that if you know the restaurant that's in Coral Gables, I gave you one clue out of 3. And if you want to pick the winner of the Fountain of Youth, a number between 1 and 10 in the 14th race tomorrow at Gulfstream Park, you send those 2 components, a number and the answer with the restaurant name, to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow. Do not send it at 12:15.
Noon.
I am ruthless.
Don't get angry about that. They just
But you'd be
disqualify the
surprised.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
disqualify
These
him.
people.
You give them the old atomic skull
And
crusher.
one
That's
entry
it.
per person. I'm sick of you,
I
and you
love
know
the
who
fake
you are.
emails. Oh, no.
Every week, 1 minute apart, same email, same name, 2 different horses.
Don't
you know
get
what?
irritated. Start drinking again.
Start
You were doing
drinking
great. You were
All
doing
right, let me
great.
ask you
So
this:
doing
in that
great.
case, the guy, would you allow the first one and toss the
I
second?
get
or toss
annoyed
both?
more quickly than I used to with like people that are just
People
acting
trying to
like
take a
you know.
move. Yeah, pull them over.
very-
I tossed
very
both of them
anal,
last
yeah,
week.
yeah.
I said
No,
no.
both. I
He
would
had
allow the
the winner.
first one.
I
and
have
the second.
silent road rage that you wouldn't want to, even come in contact with. Just cursing people out. I don't do anything about it. I know it's okay, but the things that I'm thinking about these people that are making, traffic atrocities and creating them and endangering my life.
that
I'm
brings
not
me-
favorable.
So
about
one
that.
entry per
brings-
person. One entry
One
per
entry
person.
per person. If you send in 2, I'm tossing
By
both.
12
okay?
o'clock tomorrow.
I'm not
That's
going to
it.
accept your
You're
first
out.
one.
Out.
We're not
So
gonna yell at
one
you.
entry-
We're
Even
not
with the
gonna
bigger
fight you,
bases,
but you're out.
you're out.
Now, if you have a father and a son, and one's a junior, or one has a different middle
That's
initial,
different.
that's okay.
Yeah, 2 different people.
That's
But
still
let's
cheesy,
not-
man.
let's-
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
Two
not
One
different
entry per
people.
family.
It's
Let's
fine.
let's
No, not one
go
per
with the
family.
spirit
Two
of the
different
game.
people.
Everybody has been great so far, especially Joe and the
they've been
hospitality
great
they've
here.
shown there at 10 Palms. He's going to be down soon. I had one question. You're talking about road
Yeah.
rage. I know that you get very annoyed by these golf carts on the road.
Or he did it again today.
I don't think it's safe for people.
Yeah,
I really
it's
don't.
100%
But I have
not
another
safe.
question.
Yeah.
What do you think of these slingshots? Do you know these slingshots?
That's a car. That's a car.
What's that?
The slingshot, it looks like a Batmobile. It's exposed
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're
I'm
riding
not a
around.
big fan of that on the street.
But it
either,
is a
yeah.
car. I see. I'm
Right,
not as
if
mad
you
about
go
that.
to Daytona Beach, you're going to the 500, you're some cracker, with a
I
red
don't like them. I don't like being
Confederate
fully
flag.
exposed.
Ride those on the beach.
But
They
you're
don't
not
have the
driving
roll
it.
bars. It just looks
Oh,
like
you don't think it's safe?
Batman and
The golf
Robin
cart,
should be riding it.
you're endangering people. I mean, there are little kids hanging off the sides of these things, and there are people
No, the golf
that
cart's
have
not
no
safe.
regard for this that are very angry because they're going slowly on A1A and they want to get to the light or whatever.
I think golf carts
And they
belong
go in the
on
middle
golf
lane all of a
courses.
sudden, and it's gonna cause a problem. I
Golf
mean, if it hasn't
carts-
already.
Golf carts belong on golf courses.
Yeah.
I think those slingshots
If you got a 9-iron in your hand, then
belong
it's great.
in the Bat Cave.
Yeah.
And I don't like every time I see him, I think of you remember the name Danny Frisella?
No.
The pitcher for the Mets?
Yeah, he was a
He's
relief
good for
pitcher.
you.
You know
Yeah.
how he met his demise?
Oh God.
He threw too many curveballs, I
no,
think.
he
Yeah.
was riding like
They were
That's
taking him
all I
deep
like to
every
do,
time he
yeah.
hung one. It
he was
unbelievable.
riding a dune buggy. I think it was either in Mexico or
Oh, yeah,
California
yeah.
where it rolled over
This
and
has
he
happened
got
to a lot of
crushed
people, yeah.
because it's topless and there's no protection if things
You've
happen
seen
and roll over.
any number of athletes that's happened to with ATVs.
And these
Yeah.
Batmobile slingshot things, it reminds me, if you're on the streets and highways, they're on the highways, I see.
No
and there's
helmets,
racing
no
No, the-
nothing. Yeah, yeah.
The
It's,
golf carts
uh,
are a joke. The slingshots, I don't agree with you guys, but it is what it is.
What's that?
The golf cart's a joke. That should not be on the open road.
But you like the
slingshot? It's a car or whatever. I'm not.
secretly
Here's a
invested
question
in the
for you,
No,
though.
slingshot.
Okay.
I would never drive in one. It doesn't. I don't trust it. But someone else can do what they want. It's their
Legitimate
car.
question, though. The people that have like these speakers that could, have gone ahead and powered up Woodstock, like if Jimi Hendrix was on the stage and you were way in the back, you could still hear him.
Mhm.
How come they have the worst taste in music when they're driving down the road? And I mean, the thing is like shaking up everything. Buildings are shaking. You're thinking, oh my God, it's going to be a condo collapse here. And instead, it's just some guy with
He's like an
bad
old
taste
man
in
now.
music. Yeah.
I was going to just
When I was
say,
in high school,
I'm
I
trying
was
not
that
to
guy.
be
You would've
ageist
hated me.
because,
You sound like an
I
old
have
man.
been insensitive,
You sound
but
like
you
an old
really
man.
sound like the angry
You
old
sound like an
get
old
off
man.
my lawn
I
guy.
love
Right?
you,
in
but you
that
sound like an old
regard,
man.
I mean, it's just a ponderous question: is why would these guys have such poor taste in music and then be so proud about like making sure you heard?
I tell you
that
what,
was the
if you
case.
want to check that out, go to Atlantic Avenue in Delray. They go up and
same
down
thing.
the
Yeah,
avenue.
yeah.
There's very
Unbelievable,
loud
man.
motorcycles, and then there's very loud music, and it's usually
And you're thinking,
universally.
hip-hop.
what about
Very
the poor
hip-hop
guy
related.
that's in the car? I mean,
Yeah.
how much bass can he really take?
I used to love
Right?
that. I'm
Hey,
not
it's
gonna lie.
time for
When you're having a bowel movement based on the amount of pulsation that there is from the bass of the
just
car.
about to go into a live spot.
Right
We
into
have to
Delaware
bring up
chicken.
the BM.
Yeah.
We apologize to everybody on the lunchbox, especially if you're consuming your lunch. Oh, and I meant to tell you on the
Doug
morning
loves this
show.
stuff, by the way. I know he loves
On the
it.
morning
Yeah.
show, I really enjoyed
pretzel is
listening
great.
to Mike Vaccaro, great columnist for the New York Post yesterday.
He had high praise for you.
And
Yeah, he's a big
look,
fan of
I knew
yours.
him from back in the day when my sports writing days, and back then he was the columnist for the Newark Star Ledger,
He
Rising
said you were
Star.
a great writer. Great
No,
writer.
he's-
That
he
was
won New
very
York's best
flattering to
writer.
hear. He's a great writer and also a good, great human being.
He's a good dude.
And but first of all, I'm sure he was just thrilled to hear that every morning while you're doing your business, you look at his
Read
lovely
him.
mugshot.
I can't
You know,
function without it.
Yeah.
I really can't.
sure that he loved hearing that.
He didn't seem
I
to be
also didn't
bothered.
realize, and this is great. This is why I like listening to your guys' morning show, which
Yeah.
focuses on sports in the
Yeah.
morning. The Defo show with Lubie on the South Florida.
There is no
Live
focus,
Networks.
though. That's the
I was
beauty.
gonna say
No.
focus. That's
But
a
I
high
like
praise.
the fact that with the 5 reasons thing, you do have to focus a little bit.
He does.
Oh,
Editing
yeah, no, it's
yourself to
different.
15 minutes.
It's a whole
It's funny.
different thing.
But Vaccaro mentioned something that astounded me. I didn't even realize it, that it has been 10 years since any New York
Yeah,
team
championship, yeah.
won any championship.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was interesting.
And that kind of floored me
Yeah.
because usually between the Yankees and the Giants and
Yeah,
you know
those two
that somebody's
organizations.
Who was
winning
the
a
last
title.
team to do it?
I think
The
he said it was the
Giants.
Giants in the
Remember
Super
the
Bowl.
second Patriots Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
And-
the Giants haven't really been good for a long
And
time.
that's the thing.
And in that ruthless New York tabloid culture, usually there are several heads on a platter. If
He said
a
it.
team
Yeah.
doesn't win in
Cashman
5
gets a
years.
free pass for some reason.
Yeah, but
I mean, not even Lisa Meanwell could bring this guy down. A guy, that soccer mom who was nuts, who attacked him, in public and then sued him. That wasn't enough to get him removed from the job. I could be the GM of the Yankees, I think. Hey, Hal, you got any money left? I know George left you with a fortune, right? I mean, you can go buy anyone. They re-signed Aaron Judge, for God's sake. No problem, right?
Which is
They
good
got
for them.
everybody.
who do you think's going to do better this year, Mets or Yankees? They're all down here for
We
spring
asked
training.
I
Mike
think
that
Mets.
question. He said Yankees.
He's a Yankee. I
Yeah.
think Mets.
I'm going to go Mets.
They have a
because
way
I
better
grew up
pitching
a Mets
rotation.
fan, and,
Well, what is the problem with a Mets fan? It's very much like a chalk player out here at the track. I mean, ultimately, they're going to be zipping you up in a plastic
A Mets
bag
fan-
because it's
they're a
always
little bit
disappointing.
better than the Jets. At least they make the World Series every
Yeah, they've
now
actually
and
had some
then.
Well, I mean,
success.
they're trying now. There's no
And,
question about that.
But I guess in the end, they're also they're better than the Florida Panthers too.
Oh, a lot.
They're a lot
Oh,
Are you
They have
yeah.
successful
The
regular
Steve Cohen
seasons,
guy
and-
is throwing a lot of
Yeah.
cash around.
No,
No
I
question.
wish the Mets luck this year. I'm going to be rooting for them.
We're talking about winning organizations.
my brother Burl, who works out here at Gulfstream, huge Mets
There's
fan.
no bigger
All right.
winning organization in South Florida.
Then
Delaware Chicken Farm and
There you
Seafood
go.
Market.
There's the segment.
How about
70
he's
plus
the
years.
metronome that keeps you on pace?
I said
There
that to
we go.
Vista Mama
I-
today.
I-
Oh, we
got
are
you in another
12:35.
Vista
world.
Mama texted me and she's like, I love Mayo. I love Ken. I'm like, she's like, but you have this thing. I'm like, yeah, because I'm the school teacher who's trying to keep everyone in check and teach them. It's so fun.
Somebody's got to
Yeah.
make sure the trains
In other words, a commercial read
run
is
on
due
time.
now.
Okay. All right. Delaware Chicken and Seafood. We love them. We love Doug Carter and crew. They treat people with so much respect. It's an old school operation where you walk in there, they know you, they know your order. We're coming up to the holidays. We're going to be going out there later this month on the 23rd on a Thursday. We'll be talking about the things that you can get there for either your Easter table or your Passover table. And it's they have everything there at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. You know where it is, 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the classic Seminole Casino. Look for the big chicken on the roof. Since 1951, family owned. For over 70 years, it's the home of freshness. I've been going there for decades, and it's got everything you want. The poultry, steaks, meats, unbelievable selection of fish and seafood like Key West pink shrimp, the grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course the Florida stone crabs, all sizes. It's beautiful. And they also have prepared foods that they'll prepare for you, and you can grab and go. Famous fish dip.
The fish dip. Shirley, we brought it home.
That was
Shirley
great. That was
annihilated
really
it.
good. Really good.
We
Yeah.
love Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood
I have one
Market.
morsel left, and I didn't even throw it out.
It's
Like
scary.
one morsel.
What do you put it on, a little cracker? Or
I do
you,
crackers.
I put it on some hard crackers. You would appreciate this. Very hard crackers. They were kind of like, some kind of sophisticated, healthy cracker. And it was great.
That's
it wouldn't
great.
matter. You could have put it on their sneaker.
A
And it
little
would
hot
have been
sauce
great.
on the fish dip. I like that.
like a
I do
little hot
like
sauce,
that, but I
little
didn't do
lemon.
it with this.
I love a little hot sauce.
Oh, and by the way,
especially-
an update on the Copper Point Brewery. I've had a few of those beers now, and very good.
Yeah, they're nice.
Well brewed.
They're really
beer.
nice.
Yes.
that was from a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
Now I
yeah.
got a pretzel in my mouth. But make sure that why did I
They
do
have
that?
great-
This is
They
very
do have
Hank
great
Goldberg-esque,
specials.
where you
Yeah,
actually
you were
take
in
a
the
bite of
middle of a
food
read.
in the middle of a live read. That's not exactly Glenn
They do
Geffner's
have a
broadcasting
weekly
class. I
specials.
don't think includes this. Does
What
it?
do we say? Quality, value, freshness. That's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the
when he's not
Lunchbox
eating,
sent you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just started talking about all that great food, and I got hungry, and I just shoved. It's like an involuntary.
Believe it or not,
reflux.
people, we have more of this coming up in a
Yes,
moment.
we have a lot more on the Lunchbox.
Looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more? Go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets, they've got eggs Benedict, they've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally, and they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. You go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent.
exact is here in the second race because my double probable returns are not very profitable.
It's okay. I mean, you're going to make a profit if you hit.
If I hit. So
yeah,
I want the 3 and the 4. Look at the man. It's like he knows us like clockwork. We're back on the lunchbox. We're at Gulfstream Park.
And you were just getting hungry.
And look who's showing up as I'm shuffling pretzels in my face.
I don't know how he's going to do that. You can
let's
dish this
the
over
pretzel
here.
because we're done with the snack amuse-bouche portion of
look
the
at
show.
this. Are you kidding
and
me?
We've got, it looks like, I don't even know what
I
that
think
is.
Joe
That
made
looks
the
like,
guacamole himself.
That looks like some Mexican stuff. And I think I know why. We've got quesadillas. We've got, it looks like the, what do you call those again?
Look at that.
And it's a
You
cinnamon
would think
roll.
it was Cinco de Mayo
Wow,
going here. Yeah.
And, oh, wow, they were open. Wow, okay. Yeah, Joe Beja is the director of food and beverage at Gulfstream. And every week he graces us with his presence. And I don't even know, what do you call these things? Chimichangas? Or okay,
Mini chimichangas.
We'll get the headset
Beautiful.
on them.
Yeah.
They are a mini chimichanga that's actually filled with barbacoa for beef.
Right.
And then a little Monterey Jack cheese on the inside
This
as well.
is new. We get some
I
new
can't believe I'm
Mexican
at a
items.
racetrack sometimes when Joe shows up.
This is
It's just
awesomeness
amazing.
because it is lunchtime. We're on the lunchbox. It is our usual Fridays at Gulfstream on a huge weekend, a Fountain of Youth weekend. Tomorrow, the Fountain of Youth Stakes, the 14th race on a 14-race card with 9 stakes races. It's awesome. And I think, do you also have an event tomorrow, the Tacos and Tequila?
Yes, we do. So we're part of the First Racing Tour, First being our parent company, and we own obviously several tracks across the United States. So we are doing on our big racing days like Pegasus, Holy Bull, Fountain of Youth, and of course Florida Derby. We're activating our Flamingo Room on the 3rd floor, and we're hosting food-centric events and also educating some hopefully newcomers into horse racing.
Awesome. Now,
you're sitting next to a winner, by the way, Joe. we had to keep an eye on it for the 4-ball there.
I'm always a winner.
Race.
It's just a matter whether sometimes the bets come
One for
in too.
fun, by the length of the
I
stretch.
did crush the early double. I had a $5 ticket, so I think I got back like $56. I think the
all right,
4 was
that's
a little
enough
bit
to keep you in action.
bigger price, and which is always good. And that's part of the allure of Gulfstream Park is besides coming out for the great eats and again, we're going to be giving away some more Sunday brunch packages at 10 Palms, but come on out here any day that they have racing, and you could sit at 10 Palms overlooking the track and get some good eats. And tomorrow they have the special event, 1 floor above 10 Palms, is the Tacos and Tequilas. People can get their tickets online.
We're actually sold out online, but we'll have a few available at the door.
Okay.
So we always like to do that in case there are some people that may not be familiar with going on to Ticketmaster or not
Mayo
tech
shows up.
savvy.
It's like, yeah, Mike.
So we do that. What we do is we do $75 as a ticket for 12 o'clock. That's VIP, gets you in an hour early and guaranteed seating or better seating.
Okay.
And then at 1 o'clock, we open it up for $50 per person for general admission.
General admission. That's upstairs, the Flamingo Room.
And the route
people
goes
love
till 4 o'clock.
tacos. They love tequila. I'm in that minority. Well, I had an incident when I was younger. I can no longer imbibe a lot of tequila. I do like
the arrest records were expunged, though.
Yeah,
by
it was a
that
long
district
time
attorney
ago,
in Boston, who
it was
happened to
up
know
in
his
Brooklyn,
father.
but we don't even have to talk
Mo
about
Mayo.
it. There was no arrests. It was just some
this restaurant
ugliness.
in the contest. I'm curious to see if Joe gets it,
Let's
because
see if Joe gets
if the name doesn't hit you right away, I mean, then you're
well,
probably
the
not
second
going to
clue
get
will
it.
give it away to everybody.
Oh, you
because
believe
I
that?
don't want to
Okay.
make things so hard because we love having.
It's not
people
like it's so
enter.
hard. It's just I don't remember the place.
He doesn't get it on the first one, which is usually. He did guess that because I said I wanted to tie in the Fountain of Youth.
I knew we were going to
with
Gables.
The restaurant clue and the restaurant for the week. So we went to Coral Gables and we're on I wanted to make it part of the clue, but he said, "Oh, it must be Ponce de Leon Boulevard," which it is. I wanted to say, but
the mind reader in
here
me
was the
kicked in.
first clue as originally written, which was this longtime steakhouse has been in business 45 years in the heart of Coral Gables on a street named for the explorer who allegedly found the Fountain of Youth. And the restaurant is known for Cuban artwork on the walls and its supersized baked Alaska dessert, which is finished with a shot of cherry liqueur and flambéed tableside. Do you know
That
this
sound familiar,
restaurant,
Joe?
I don't.
All right.
All right. Well, we're
I
up to
don't.
clue number 2.
Yeah,
and this one,
you think it's
this
going to
is
give
the
it away?
one that, everybody will be able to get it. Clue number 2. I have no idea who it's named for, but I know it's not for supermodels Turlington or Brinkley or a former New Jersey governor.
There you go.
Okay.
I have no
Yeah.
idea who this restaurant is actually
I
named
did it.
for,
Yeah.
but I know it's not for supermodels Turlington or Brinkley, or most decidedly not a supermodel, the former New Jersey
He
governor.
looked like he had frequented the restaurant. In fact, he could have been the owner, just based on his size alone.
I
Yeah.
think everybody knows the name now.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no, you
Everyone
got
has
it,
the
yeah.
name.
That was
Yeah.
the dead
For sure.
giveaway. All
And
right.
I probably
so-
should have known it from the first one, but it didn't hit me.
You
by
know,
the way.
it was cool. I kind of like the subtlety of the first hints.
First
and,
clue was good. Yeah,
But
no,
again,
no
we
question.
want people to be able to enter and enjoy themselves. And again, if you get the restaurant, that's only part one of a two-part equation. Part two is pick a number between 1 and 10. Pick the winner of the Fountain of Youth Stakes tomorrow, race 14 on a 14-race card. It's going to go off about 5:45-ish. And there's a 10-horse field headed by number 4, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner, early morning line favorite for the Kentucky Derby, Forte, owned by Vinny Viola of Panthers fame, along with Mike Rapoli of Rapoli Stables, trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden
Did
by
Rapoli make his
Irad.
money owning McDonald's? Was that how he did it?
Rapoli did. I
think
think
that-
it was some sort of special water. It
Oh,
was
did
like
he
a Vita
do vitamin water?
Yeah,
I was
something
Rapoli.
like that. I'm not sure. But a very successful businessman who's now a very successful horse owner. He loves the game. I love being around. You know, when he's around, he's the life of the party. Does he come up there to 10 Palms at all? Do you know, Joe?
A few times, yes.
Yeah,
And he's a big tipper.
yeah. And
Yeah.
sometimes he gives winning horse tips. But Forte's number 4 in the Fountain of Youth. My horse is number 8, which is Rocket Can. That's Bill Mott's horse, who just won the Holy Bull Stakes, listed at 8-1. I'm going to take a shot against him. But you can pick any number you want between 1 and 10 and send in the restaurant name, the number between 1 and 10, and send it to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, not Monday. And then you'll be entered in the hopper. And if there's multiple people who have the winning horse and the winning name, then we go to the infamous, the hat, the shake of the hat drawing on the Monday show.
Very successful contest.
Monday show we got to talk about. We'll figure it out. I'm not going to be here. I don't know if we're going to do a show or we'll maybe do the tiebreaker on
might have a
Tuesday.
best of. Yeah, we've been doing this for like a year and a half.
Yeah,
we might have
and,
a few,
there's so many days in March. There's
segments.
23 weekdays in March. I think we're going to take Monday off. I have to go pay respects to my
Oh, there you go.
departed
Oh,
friend.
yeah. You got to do
untimely
that. Yeah.
demise. But anyway, Joe,
You got
What
to
else
try
is
this. I mean,
going
come
on?
on,
Oh,
Mike
yeah,
Mayo.
it's
Never
time
mind
to
that.
eat.
We need a Mike Mayo
Help
taste
yourself.
it's
test
time
right
to
here
eat,
on the
and
air.
I love.
I thought you'd be digging for the chimichanga right away because
I
that's more up your
absolutely
alley. you know?
love quesadillas. I think it reminds me of pizza because it's in little triangles. Only it's like a stuffed pizza, I think it's very neat. And you know me, I love my crunch and crispiness on the outside. So
Yeah, all right. Here we
a
go.
quesadilla.
And this is a 10 Palms item?
No, actually, this will be featured on the Tacos and Tequila event tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So I
okay,
feel like
great.
we've been through almost all the items
We
on
got
the
a preview?
10
Yeah.
Palms
Oh,
menu.
this
So this
is
is a little
beautiful.
preview for tomorrow.
All right.
This is a chorizo and Oaxaca cheese
Nice.
quesadilla.
What about some of that salsa on there, Mike Mayo? You want some of that?
little
Oh,
bit of
yeah,
that.
I got to do
Yeah, I
triple.
think you
I'll
gotta
do
throw
all
a
the
little
way.
bit
I
on
just
there.
wanted to
Think you might
get
find a spoon in
everything
there.
in.
I would throw all ingredients on top.
I wanted to get everything in its proper place. I don't want to upset or offend
Just
any
grab it. Just grab it.
Lubie
Yeah.
or the view. No, I think I'm going to
Yeah,
eat
we're
it
near
with
the
a
end of
fork
the
and
show. It
knife
doesn't
this
matter
week.
what you do. Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm just joking. Of course, you're going to pick it up with my fingers.
All right,
This
yeah.
quesadilla is
Of
considered
course.
a finger
I know you like
food,
your
right?
finger
There we
food,
go.
so it's perfectly fine.
I am not going to shove the whole
All right,
thing.
ladies and
out.
gentlemen, Mike Mayo, the gambling gourmet,
I
a.k.a.
swear,
the
this week,
sophisticated food
I've
critic.
had several people
Yes.
and some doctors say, "Don't do that anymore. Just
All right,
kind
here
of
we
eat
go.
like a human being."
You're going to shovel it all in? Wow. No, that defeats the purpose. All right, only half of one. Now you're like Portnoy. You go for the second bite. All right, what do you think?
I think it's good.
That's
I
it.
mean, to me, I'm talking in generalities here. Cheesesteaks to me, I
You
never
don't like
li-
cheesesteaks.
I never. I don't
just
like
admit
the
that,
actual
yeah.
what they do to.
What do you think? I
perfect
mean,
piece of
that
prime
pork
rib.
sandwich, Joe, you're in the food business. I mean, I respect your opinion immensely. The pork sandwich with the broccoli rabe, I don't know if you're familiar with this thing in Philadelphia, is
Not so much,
just nothing like a cheesesteak. So to
No.
say, well, I like that better than a cheesesteak is like saying I like a roast beef from Katz's Deli more than I like a hamburger from Checkers. I don't think it's the same.
They're both in the sandwich realm. They're
Yeah.
both well known.
If
in
they were both
Philadelphia.
like Philadelphia staples, I guess you could
They are
maybe
both.
consider
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And I
This is
understand
what-
that too, yes.
This is what I'm saying. Is I've used to travel for sports, and I went to a place that's famous for cheesesteaks. It's called Tony Luke's. But somebody there said, forget the cheesesteak. Try the roast pork with provolone and broccoli rabe on this nice bread.
And he loved
And
it.
It's in the same vein as a cheesesteak. It's a hoagie. It's just instead of having chopped up ribeye, you have sliced roasted pork. Instead of having cheese whiz or something else, you have sharp provolone blended in. And instead of having your whatever onions and peppers, you have
The
broccoli rabe. But I know some people find broccoli rabe bitter. One of the accepted substitutes is instead of having broccoli rabe, you could have one of those long hot peppers that you put on it.
Sure.
It gives it a little green. I just think it's a fantastic sandwich. It's not a cheesesteak.
No, it's nothing like it though. Yeah.
It's nothing like it.
Yeah.
But I happen to prefer it to a cheesesteak. I think it's I just like it better. And I say it should be the official sandwich of Philadelphia. The cheesesteak, whatever, came along first. And my friend Brian at Wicked Cheesesteaks, in my honor, because he knows I like them, he's been working on it and he's put it on the menu.
I'd
And
like to try it
yesterday.
I'm going to head up there and try it.
Yeah.
I like anything with sausage
good.
and broccoli
I mean,
rabe or pork family as well. I mean,
No doubt.
I like it with my recreate, you know, if I go to Sardelli's, or I like it on my pizza, you know, if you go to Anthony's Coal Fire, you know, it's
all
it's
good.
great.
And the
It's
thing
good.
is, it's kind of like Lubie
It's a
was
good
saying,
pairing.
it's kind of like a pork-based French dip because he served it with the jus,
That was very good.
the juice on the side that the pan drippings from the roasted
Sure.
pork mixed in with some other goodies,
That
and you
sounds
could dunk
delicious.
it. Or in my case, because it's me, I ended up chugging it at the end of the show. Yes,
He drank the juice in a no jus.
Oh my God,
He
that's
drank
great.
the juice as if it was a cup of soup, and he was
It
on the run on
was.
the Long
It
Island
was-
Railroad
it's
trying to
like-
get to Jamaica.
That I haven't
Yeah,
seen,
it
but
was
I would love to have
delicious.
seen that.
It was delicious, along with
You have
this
to try
quesadilla.
the,
All right, let me try the chimichanga.
Chimichangas,
And this
which
is
among my
belongs in the
favorite of all Mexican
fried
foods. Yeah.
Yep.
Now I kind of like quesadillas because it's usually just kind of baked, right? And
That's very good, by the
crispy,
way, Joe. You hit another homer.
and quesadillas, I love it. You know, I'm not the biggest Mexican food fan, but you give me a choice of a really good quesadilla versus a taco, I'm going quesadilla all day long. Now,
Yeah, both good.
chimichangas, it's like a Mexican egg roll, right?
Yeah.
It's like basically you
Correct.
just kind of got that.
Fantastic. Yeah. All right, here
A
we
little
go.
bit of
Mike
fried,
Mayo,
obviously.
chimichanga here. Oh, almost went all in. Johnny Chan, ladies and gentlemen. He goes all in with 2-6 off suit and says,
Winner.
Are you okay?
Winner, good.
Yeah.
I know last week I touched upon my executive chef originally being from Puerto Rico and what he's gone through up here to,
Yeah.
you know, growing up
That's
in the
really
culinary
good.
family.
I'm actually,
My executive sous chef is from
Yeah.
Mexico.
You got
So
Lubie
he's
going.
heading
Yeah.
up the menu tomorrow with my
Oh, man.
executive chef. And
All
so
the
we
stuff
have
fell
about 4 or 5 different taco, chimichanga, quesadilla stations. And then we have a main buffet station that'll feature chips and dips and so forth.
This looks fantastic. You say
this
it's
is
great?
this is kind of a shocking upset because I thought I liked quesadillas more than everything. And, I'm trying to be a little healthier and avoid all the deeply
Oh,
fried
stop.
food.
Yeah.
This tastes spectacular.
Yeah.
That beef in there, it's what
The other two are
It's
yours.
a barbacoa, yeah.
barbacoa.
With a little Monterey Jack.
That's fantastic. That's the winner. I mean, this is good. That's great. And
Wow.
I'm not going to pop another one in my mouth just yet.
Well, there's 2 more when we're done.
But, and you said you brought a cinnamon roll. It is from Knott's.
That's from Knott's Berry Farm.
So,
So
they're back
so
open or what? I mean,
they
because
are.
they had.
Yeah,
I don't know
I know.
who's running it
They
now.
are.
I don't know the latest.
yeah, I was
on
trying to get
horrible
that from my
story.
manager, but she's not she knew about it. She lives down there. So one of my former managers is no longer in the hospitality business. She's into real estate now, but she is living with her family down in Homestead, and she surprised us
We'll just
all
drop that right
by
there.
bringing
Oh,
this to us today at work because I called her back for this weekend because we are so busy. I was like, hey, can you come back for a couple of days and
Nice.
help us out? So
Well-
she came back and she showed up with some Nosberry, and we asked her if she found anything out while she was there because I didn't ask. I just, got a
I'm
half a
gonna
box
have a
of.
bite of this. These are the world famous Knousberry Farm
Mm.
cinnamon rolls. They also have all kinds of other goodies there.
Yeah.
And but I'm gonna wait because I'll get sticky and messy, and I want to conclude the contest portion of the show, and we'll let Joe go
Oh, very
after
good,
I
Lee. Thank
finish
you.
the contest, and we'll take our final break. We have one more
Oh,
break
good.
left, I believe, right? I'm losing track of.
Don't worry about
everything.
it.
Yeah,
You're still
but-
doing well.
Thank you. All right. So
Once Joe comes down, it's discombobulation
Well,
time for you.
I hope I'm not the cause of that.
no.
Maybe the food.
It's
No, it's
Defo.
good.
Everything is Defo's fault. He just pushes my.
You can blame
buttons.
me, man. Blame
Yeah.
the Jew.
I'm Jewish too.
Yeah, I know.
will
I
blame you,
understand.
too.
Yeah.
But now here we go. Fountain of Youth Steaks tomorrow. We're going to Coral Gables and a street name for an explorer who might have found the. All right, Ponce de Leon Boulevard. It's on Ponce de Leon. It's a longtime steakhouse. It's been in business since 1978, which is known for Cuban artwork on the walls and a supersized baked Alaska dessert, which is finished with a shot of cherry liqueur and flambe tableside. I love that kind of old world
Oh,
thing.
that's good stuff.
Give
Man.
me
That's
a
Coral Gables.
tableside Caesar
Yeah.
salad, which they
Mhm.
do at Anthony's Runway 84. I
Yes.
can't wait to try that. Or a tableside baked Alaska, or like Bananas Foster.
Oh,
some
no, good
places.
stuff. Yeah.
I love that. But this place, baked Alaska, flambe tableside. Number 2, I have no idea who the restaurant is named for, but I know it's not for supermodels Turlington or Brinkley, and certainly not for a former New Jersey governor. And finally, Final Crew is famous for aged Midwestern beef, and the Miami Herald has lauded it for its consistency. Quote, year after year, the food is always good. And how is it possible that I have never been to this
Never
establishment?
been. I think
never
I have
eaten
been
there.
there. Yeah.
And it seems
I have
like,
not
I
either.
guess, maybe because I go to
I seem to
Tropical
recall a
Acres all
baked
the
Alaska.
time.
Yeah.
But I'm overdue for a place that's been in business 45 years. You know, they're doing something right. So that will be the contest clues for the week. If you know the restaurant, and then pick a number between 1 and 10 for the Fountain of Youth tomorrow, the race 14 on the 14 race card at Gulfstream. Email it, MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow. Joe Beja, Director of Food and Beverage. You've done
Dynamite,
it again.
man,
This chimichanga with the why am I the barbacoa
And the Monterey Jack,
and the
yes.
Monterey Jack cheese. I am getting old. I'm having a senior moment. God, I don't know what
Yeah.
I'm
You're
going
too
to be
young
like
to be
at
having a senior
71.
moment. Yeah. Forget
What am I
about
going to
it.
be like at 71?
You'll never make
Devo?
72,
No,
man.
I'm
Never.
dead. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Your mind will be blank.
Joe, thanks as always. Come on out tomorrow. Try to maybe get into those
Any
last
room in
remaining
there at 10
spots.
Palms for tomorrow, or is that already sold
No,
out?
we have availability in 10
Oh, yeah.
Palms.
Oh, cool.
10 Palms.
Very
So
nice.
Most of the reservations have taken the tables closest to the finish line, the
Right.
windows, but we still have
That's
some
good to know.
on the south side of the restaurant. It's $79,
What a great
and
place
that
to take it in.
includes full buffet,
That includes a
enhanced
buffet.
buffet.
Get
Yep,
out of here.
$79, including the buffet.
The
We have
seat alone will
availability.
be worth it. Yeah.
Nice. So
You can buy your tickets on Ticketmaster or show up at the door.
excellent. So
Beautiful.
that's going to be tomorrow. Huge day of racing out here at Gulfstream. Better yet, come on a Sunday when it's a little more laid back and you can get in for that great brunch buffet. Even if you don't win the contest, you can come on out and book a table. Still the $50 plus tax and tip, I think, works out to about $63 or
You
so.
have enough in your pocket
Yeah,
with
I
a
can
cheap
go.
tip to
Yeah.
cover
I
it
think
right
my
now.
daily
Yeah.
double will cover,
Cover that. Yeah, you
a
got the
Sunday brunch. So
price
if they
of the
let
dinner.
me in the door, I will go in there. And we're talking the clues was about a steakhouse. I got to mention our favorite steakhouse, Tropical Acres, 2500 Griffin Road. It is the place to go for a special occasion or every day. It's a great place because you could get value and quality and hospitality from the Studiali family. Place has been in business since 1949. I can't believe it. 74 years now, going strong. They have the happy hour in the bar every day, except I don't even know if they do it on Saturdays, but they certainly do it on Friday nights, 4:30 to 6:30. You can go in there tonight, start the weekend. Half-price drinks in the bar for happy hour, a couple of nice light bites like those escargot or coconut shrimp, then slide on over to the dining room, entertainment. They have the piano player, very nice atmosphere, great service. You get that prime rib, the filet mignon, whatever you want. Tropical Acres is open every day but Sunday. They are opening at 4:30 p.m., but if you want to have something to throw on the grill at home for the weekend, Butcher Shop is open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go on in there. We love Tropical Acres. TropicalAcres.com for all the information about upcoming events and entertainment. Tell them the Lunchbox, Mayo, Defo, and Lubie sent you.
All right, Joe, always a pleasure. We're coming back.
Thank
We'll wrap
you.
things up from Gulfstream Park. Mike Mayo on fire. We'll see if you can hit the third race when we
I'm
come
gonna,
back in a
now I'm
moment.
going to get all sticky with it. I love these.
He's on fire.
Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
We're back. I got food in my mouth.
We're pretty much
Shocking
done,
upset.
too. Yeah, that was great. Joe Beja always comes through. I
And
mean, I always new stuff, too. I'm from a different place. I don't know. The racetrack used to be a hot dog. Maybe you get a pretzel, a burger from the Onion Man on the way out for the car on the way to the Trotters. But they've really stepped up their food game. And
no, it's
doubt.
really impressive in the way they do all these special events. Like last month, it was barbecue and bourbon. Tomorrow, it's going to be the tacos and tequila.
Yeah,
I
that's
think they
nice.
have
That's
another
going to be
one
nice.
next month.
Yeah.
They tie it in now with their big race days. They also like to have big food events because they know
You get people to try it.
horse racing and betting and food and drink go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Yep.
Like Defo and Mayo. We're all friends and happy here on the Lunchbox.
Don't let people think that our relationship is shaken, but don't let them think it's repaired either.
Shut up.
At least you're still my Facebook friend.
Yes,
Yes,
I didn't
that's
unfriend
true.
you. I'm very
That's a big
reluctant
one.
to do that. I must really never
I
want to
never
see
do that.
somebody again in my lifetime if I unfriend you on Facebook.
That is the ultimate lose my number.
I'm thinking,
Yes.
aren't they going to start charging for that? The minute they charge 10 cents for that, I'm out of there.
Yeah, we all are.
Although,
Oh, yeah.
well, Let's Eat South Florida, I guess it'd be worth it to stay
Oh,
subscribed.
yeah, it's always
Yeah,
worth it. You
yeah.
get all that. And you know what? I didn't even get a chance. I spoke about it on your morning show. We're out of time today, but we'll talk about it next week. I finally made it into Deck and Spice, which
Yes,
you've been
great
highly
place. Yeah,
recommending.
yeah. Nice
I
place.
love Indian food, and it was top notch. I really had a really nice time.
Yeah, the
Really
guy
lovely.
Shaker's good.
It's in Pompano. It's on South Federal Highway. It's in the same shopping plaza as Anthony's Coal Fired and a bunch of other things.
China Walk, that
the
sushi
Miyako
place we're talking about.
buffet
Yeah.
and all kinds of stuff there. Again, it's all part of Greater Fort Lauderdale, everyone under the sun, every dish under the sun. So much diversity. I'd love to be able to talk to Shaker. I didn't really get a chance to talk to the
He's a
staff.
really nice man.
They were all closing up when we finished about 10 o'clock, and you don't want to be that person that's
No.
There's a great liquor
lingering.
store on McNabb.
Okay.
And it has one of the better wine selections of any liquor store. You wouldn't necessarily think so. It's just a little liquor store. Excellent wine selection.
Well, Pompano is hopping now for the food scene because not only is Deck and Spice there, but of course this new food hall
Bite
that
Eatery.
everybody is raving
Yeah,
about.
Bite Eatery.
And
That's what I'm
besides the
with the
people that
professor.
used to run the Onion Roll, that now has this deli shack.
Yeah.
There's also my friends Sal and Amelia that used to run Casa Recchio restaurant, which is on South Federal in Pompano. They closed up shop there, but lo and behold, they've reappeared at this new Bite food
Oh, are
hall.
they that Italian
yeah.
restaurant?
Yeah, it's
That
called
looks
Mamma
nice.
Mia, all
It
one
looks
word.
very nice.
And it's Sal and Amelia. And I'm
Oh,
so
that's
happy
nice.
to see that they're back because they're very talented and they're going to be dishing out some good Italian food. So I am going
looks
to
nice.
check that out at some point this weekend. I'm going to be at Aruba Beach Cafe tomorrow.
Wow.
I've got a full weekend of eating on tap. Next week, I don't know if I'm going to be here Monday. Defo and Lubie might be. Well, you know what? I think let's just take the day
We're
off
probably off
There you
Monday.
go,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie.
because we have 23
We'll stop eating
weekdays.
for one day. Yeah.
And
We'll
again,
be back
it's,
Tuesday to announce our winners.
sometimes
A
life
winner.
gets in the way of the show. So Monday is one of those days. We'll come back on Tuesday. If there's a tiebreaker, we'll break the tie. And again, visit Lauderdale.com for all the latest events and promotions. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening. And Tortuga Festival's coming up in April.
wow.
And Nikki Mohan. We had a great time at Willie T's and Warren
Yeah, I was
Thompson.
blessed.
And that's all part of the diversity.
Yep.
72 different types of cuisine. Everyone under the sun, every dish under the sun, 4,000 restaurants, whether you want something upscale overlooking the Atlantic Ocean, or something a little more mom and pop along
Nice
places like
cheesesteak.
Atlantic, the Rabbit Hole for vegans, go up and down 441 for all kinds of Mexican, Latino food,
Yep.
along with Vietnamese. It's all here. Visit Lauderdale.com. We love everybody. Come on out to the races this week. Pick a winner at Gulfstream Fountain of Youth. 14 races. I hope I have money left by the end of the day
You're
tomorrow.
going to be flush. Don't worry about it.
You know what I did smart last
You
week?
got that insurance settlement coming. That's
My
great.
first
Yeah.
two bets of the day last
Yeah.
week were for the Rebel at Oaklawn, so
And
that
you
I
hit 'em.
had that in the bank because I liked that confidence game. I ended up losing every other bet the rest of the day, and that early bet I put in got me out for the whole day. I was in for 100. I ended up the day with $99.42.
Not bad. That's a win.
That's a
When
win.
Lipscomb went down last night to Kennesaw State, that ruined me.
Yeah.
Just a continuation of a negative theme that's been going on lately.
It's
But
a
I'm going to
very
change it all
exclusive
today.
School, 76% acceptance rate. So that's in Nashville, Tennessee, where I have many friends. All right, that's going to do it for this week.
Have a great
Remember,
weekend,
get those
everybody.
contest
Have a great one,
entries
everybody,
in,
yeah.
MikeMayoEats@gmail.com, and we'll see everybody on Tuesday to break any ties and award another winner. Until then, everybody enjoy their weekend, and remember to enjoy every quesadilla, every chimichanga, and enjoy every sandwich.
Science,